At the 500 million rand housing project has been temporarily halted as police investigation continues. The development is set to benefit thousands of residents, including people from Blikkiesdorp. The project has experienced other shooting incidents and a petrol bombing recently.
So there's everyday intimidation. It happens almost daily, and then sometimes it rises to the level of actual safety incidents where you get shootings or Molotov cocktails being thrown and so on. If I remember correctly, we've had about 5 so far this year already, and we're not even finished with February. The cost is extraordinary to get the Beacon Valley project up and running again. That's our second biggest housing project. Just to get that site up and running again, because the contractors refused to come back, 15 million rand in additional security it's cost us.
Authorities say incidents of violence, criminality and extortion are threatening projects with an estimated value of 1 billion rand.
We also asking for our communities, beneficiaries of this project, which is about 3,300, to stand up and assist us and say, this is our project and no one can deter us or delay us to get our homes.
City authorities have increased their reward to 100,000 rand for information leading to the successful prosecution of those responsible for the murder of the official. Joshua Sharrock, SABC News, Delft.
For a little bit more on this, we're now joined by Cape Town Human Settlements Mayoral Committee member, Malusi Boy. Thanks so much indeed for joining us, and welcome to the programme.
Thanks, Peter, and thanks to the viewers.
All right, give us an understanding of what's actually going on here. We hear about extortion. I mean, this is the kind of things that you see in gangster films on TV.
Well, it's something that we've experienced in the recent years, where there's been a lot of extortion and acts of criminality within our projects, and people who are coming and camouflaged as business forums or subcontractors or project steering committees coming to site to make certain demands. And what is very strange is that a majority of these individuals don't even have statutory documents to have a fully composed entity, where you'll have someone who has the tax clearances and etc. and whatever is required. So it's individuals who just rock up on site and say they want to have a 30% or that is allowed for the locals. So they're making such demands to the main contractors. So that is the challenge that we're having currently.
Are these people not known? I mean, it seems as if they do it out in the open. Are they not known?
Well, that's why we're calling for community members to stand up, because we believe these individuals are coming from the very same communities where we are building. I mean, there's no one who comes from Khayelitsha and go and makes a demand in Atlantis or Mitchell's Play. So people come from the areas where the projects are. So hence we are calling for community members to assist us. But over and above that, we're asking South African Police Service to capacitate the police stations in the poor areas. And as Minister in the Presidency, Minister Pungubele said when they were debating SONA that police stations in the poor areas are less resourced. So he must then speak to Minister Pekicale to resource and fully resource those police stations so that we can be able to dig deeper into this challenge and be able to confront it head on.
Just again to get a sense of what's going on, what demands do they make and what are the threats? Clearly, if one doesn't comply, a loss of life is a potential.
Well, they demand a portion of work, as I've indicated.
Yeah.
It ranges between 15% and 30%. So they come to the main contractor and say, look, they are local contractors, so they are expecting to get a certain percentage of the project. But the biggest problem is that majority of them, not all of them, but majority of them, don't even have those statutory documents that are required for them to participate, and they don't want to go through any other process. And some people would get into a point whereby they don't even want to do a project or participate, but they just want money. you know. They just want to be given money so that they can walk away with an amount that is equivalent to what they would have subcontracted.
And what do they say to these contractors on site, that if you don't comply, what will they do?
Well, if they don't comply, they threaten them. And I think we have seen on this Delft site, for an example, they initially came and shot 3 employees of Power Construction on their legs, and that was a warning shot or a warning signal from where we sit, because in this week we lost one of our dear colleagues who was fatally shot on site. So hence we have also upped for that particular site the reward for any person who can lead us to an arrest, a reward of 100,000.
Is this out of control now? Are you unable to manage this crisis?
Well, acts of criminality by delegation, they are supposed to be handled by South African police services. So we're calling upon them to say they must up their game, they must come to the fore, because they have the delegation and the authority to use their intelligence to investigate, to make sure that NPA at the end can also come on board so that we can be able to prosecute these people. So without SABC coming to the fore, our law enforcement officers within the city of Cape Town have limited authority in dealing with such instances. We are trying our level best as a city. Hence, through our budget adjustment now in January, we have allocated 15 million rands so as to assist us in terms of acquiring security services of private entities.
Are you seeing this playing out in other parts of the city as well? We're talking about Delft at the moment, but is this a citywide issue now for you, where building projects are going up?
Yes, it is. It is a citywide project, and Peter, it's not only on housing projects, also water and sanitation, where we are replacing kilometers of sewer and water pipes. So we're starting to see this problem. So it's a citywide issue, and hence now we have taken a view as the city of Cape Town that we're going to deal with this issue head on.
All right, there's been talk for a long time about construction mafias in other parts of the country. Is this what's starting to manifest in the Western Cape?
Yes, I would say so, because if you look at the similarities, they're there. For an example, in KZN, you have those individuals who call them Amatela Bono, and they're making similar demands here now in Western Cape. You can tell that these individuals have seen this working in other parts of the country, and now they're trying to bring it to our shores. Hence, as a city, we're saying we will not tolerate it. We're going to deal with it head on and make sure that whatever resources that are at our disposal, we will utilize them to deal with this for it to come to an end.
What kind of protection have the police offered, or the authorities? Because might it just mean having extra security on site? Is that not going to be sufficient?
Well, our internal teams, they are meeting South African police services in this new week. So we're going to have a joint collaboration on the matter. And this particular issue has been escalated to the provincial police teams who will do also the investigation. So we are putting pressure on all fronts so as to be able to deal with this problem from its inception, so that it does not spread any further than this.
MMC Boyd, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much indeed for joining us, and we wish you the best with this fight. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
All right, shocking story there. All right.